Hi, good evening. I'm pleased to meet you, sort of. Here is my video of the questions that you sent me. Dan asked me to go ahead and just make a quick video and have fun with it and to not leave anything out, so I'll certainly do my best to give that a shot for you. Okay, my name is Krista Elise Bergman. It's the German spelling, C-R-I-S-T-A, and 2 N's on Bergman. My age, I am 33 years old. Shouldn't ask a woman her age, but location, I'm currently living in Los Angeles, California. I have moved around quite a bit. I've just recently come from Virginia. I lived there for a year and a half, and Alabama before that. I spent 12 years in Alabama, which is where my animal control experience was. When did you become an exterminator? The question. I'm not an exterminator. What I am is an animal control officer, which is very similar but also very different. I think the skill sets are very much the same. Oh, this is my cat, Muffin. He likes to get in the video. I would lack any knowledge of the poisons that needed to be used. So from that perspective, I would need to come in as a complete trainee. Tabula rasa, I think is the term. But the skills used in animal control are very, very similar to that used in an exterminator. You have to deal with the public. You kind of try and track down where the issues are and get to the bottom of them and remove the problem. In animal control, the difference is we typically try to do it with the animal alive. And obviously, as an exterminator, your object is to kill the problem, which is a much better way to go about dealing with fleas, for instance. So, okay, why did you become an exterminator? Again, the animal control is where my history is. Oh, I should probably tell you about when I did that. I started out in the Humane Society, and I did that for about 7 years, and then I worked for the city of Auburn, in Auburn, Alabama, as an animal control officer. While I was there, my primary job was to patrol the town and look for dogs running at large. We would also respond to citizens' complaints about dogs or cats or raccoons or basically anything with a heartbeat. And then we would go out and deal with that. Question, do I love my job, tolerate my job, hate my job? Please explain my answer. I actually enjoyed animal control quite a bit. The thing that I did not like about it was that I was on call every other week, and that was very, very draining. In addition, while I was working for the city, I would work about 50 hours a week, and I was also going to school full-time, so that was quite a tough time. If I could improve the world of pest exterminating, what would I do? That's a tough question. We are at the top of the food chain. I think it's important that we coexist to a certain degree with the beneficial animals. That would be bats, for instance. A single bat can kill 600 mosquitoes in a night, so they are my allies, because nobody likes mosquitoes. Bees, I would hate to kill bees, because they're dying of their own, you know, the whole missing bee syndrome, so I think it's important if there's a bee problem. There are people who specialize in getting problem bees and taking them back to their bee hives to create honey with, so if that's an option, I would. The only other thing that I would prefer not to kill is probably snakes that are non-venomous. Venomous, yeah, get rid of it. But if it's non-venomous, I think those are beneficial too. They help keep the rat population in check. People don't want them in their houses either, so if you can remove it, that's probably the way to go. As far as stream of consciousness, must apologize. I'm going to have to edit this video for you, I'm sure. Do I like my boss? Why or why not? I absolutely loved the people that I worked with while I was doing animal control. They are my partner that I worked with, and also my immediate supervisor, Tim. Fantastic people. And it made it a good experience. I really did enjoy my time there. And having a good boss makes a huge difference. If I was the boss, what would I do differently? That is a very tough question, because they had things pretty well under control. Do I prefer working by yourself or with a team, and explain why? That is a very good question. That is a very good question. It depends on the task at hand. There are certain things that I do much better as a solo participant. And then there are other things that it's best to have an extra pair of hands for. It depends entirely on what the goal is. What the most efficient way to accomplish that goal is the way that I'm going to want to do it. Whether that be with a group or by myself. I'm equally comfortable in both arenas. Do women have a place in the business? That's, of course they do. Now's a good time for me to try and explain who Krista is. I am very self-reliant. I decided that I needed to be in Los Angeles, so I up and sold my house in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and I bought an RV, and I moved to Virginia first for a year and a half because my folks retired there, and I enjoyed spending some time with family. But the destination was Los Angeles, and here I am. Myself, I drive a Dodge Ram 2500 with a Cummins diesel engine. It's very sweet. Needs to be paid off, though, so I need to have a job. So there's that. Evidently, there are not a lot of women who have fifth wheels by themselves. That is evidently unusual. And I guess I can see why. Not a lot of women know, if something goes wrong with the plumbing, I can fix it. Not a lot of women necessarily know how to do that. So, can we say sidetracked? Is the work you do important? Please explain. Yes. For exterminating off of the animal control and onto an exterminating. There are so many diseases, pathogens, zoonotic ugliness that can come from vermin infesting living areas. Of course that needs to be controlled. That is very, very important. We don't need the bubonic plague or whatever, which actually incidentally came from the fleas. Am I correct? I'll have to Google that one. Yeah. What certifications do I have? None. Again, I did study chemistry, and I think I did quite well in college in chemistry, and I very much enjoy learning new things. So once I'm presented with the facts that go into which chemicals to use when to use traps, what is the most beneficial and least harmful way to go about getting rid of problems, I'm a fast learner. 3 adjectives to describe yourself. I'm not sure I know what an adjective is, but I'll use 3 words. Witty, energetic, agile. Those are 3 good ones. Nothing. What do you think about being green? That kind of touches on the couple of things that I would prefer not to kill if there's another way to do it. Bats, snakes that aren't venomous, and bees. Other than that, you need to make sure that kids and animals that are in the area aren't going to be affected adversely by whatever it is you're laying down to kill the pest animal. And again, I would have to learn all about that. I think I would make a darn good exterminator. Yeah. Thank you very much. I may have to edit this rather severely, or redo the whole thing. We'll see. Thank you, and I hope to hear from you. I would very much enjoy the opportunity to take part in this project. Thank you.